Today I got my dog E approved on this 2017 Hellcat Charger.
This thing is bagged, fully souped up. How's your experience here today, man?
Man, everybody was great. Financial team, sales team. Y'all should come here and work with the people. They're amazing.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it, dog.
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah.
How much did you put down in there?
Put 5K down.
Only $5,000 down.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, man. Welcome back to the channel. It's obvious that some people just want what they want. They don't care what the terms are, what their credit score is. They just want their new car. I ain't gonna do too much talking. Let's get into it. Let's go.
Main goal is to find something that's practical for us.
My daughter just gave me my grandbaby. She came in this year and I put her in the Sportage. It has a bigger trunk and space and everything.
Have the Range Rover. Some of the features in the Kia are more than the Range Rover has.
We get a lot of trade-ins, Range Rovers, Escalades, for the Telluride, all kinds of vehicles.
Do you have the keys to the GT? We can look at it outside real quick.
Well, I just want to get everything in the system. Let me go make them aware of what's going on, and I'm going to grab us some keys, okay?
Perfect.
All right, so what we do is I have the Telluride out here, take a ride, and we'll go take a look at the EV9 as well. So this is the Wolf Gray SX Prestige. This is top as it gets, brother. Not only in convenience package, but as well as in safety. So you got power seats on both sides. You got memory seats set up here. You got power folding mirrors. You got double sunroof here. You have individual climate control back here. This comes with the power lift gate. This is what the third row looks like. These seats do go down as well in case you just need all storage space. So you got the 360 cameras on this. These seats right here are also heating and cooling. This also comes with the premium sound system. You also have heated steering wheel on this one. This one has push button remote start. Let's take a quick spin.
I'm just gonna put her in the back.
Okay.
Oh, it's a touchdown.
I think they're leaning more toward the Telluride. He loves the car, but she feels it's a little too big for her. It seems to appear to me you would be more leaning toward the Telluride compared to the EV9.
Yeah, the other one is way too big for me, I think.
We're looking at a 25 Kia Telluride SX Prestige. We're looking to lease on a scale of 1 to 10. If 10 was the best number, what number would you give your credit?
10.
So tier 1 credit, okay, perfect.
Our main goal is to basically have a lower payment than what we have right now.
Right.
As long as the numbers make sense in the payment store than what we're dealing with right now, then we could probably.
What are you paying right now?
$1,200.
Okay. The good news is he can definitely get you out of it. He said you're probably going to be very, very close to where you're at, but you're in the car you want.
I want it to be under 1,000. I'd rather just struggle in a Range Rover, to be honest.
I don't want to waste anybody's time. I want to see first if we can get rid of the car.
Absolutely. Take my card, okay, brother? It was my pleasure, you guys.
So, from what I'm understanding, guys, they're driving a Range Rover, and they said that what they paying 12 something now. Sheesh. So they want to get a Telluride and pay $1,000 or so a month, or almost what they're paying for the Range Rover. Leave it in the comments, guys. That's crazy. Leave it in the comments, guys. What y'all think about that deal?
I'm pulling a 395, one of the lowest scores I've ever seen. Hey, bro, this is Darian from J Auto.
Hey, how's it going?
Real quick, I was checking your credit score. Sometimes when you run it, it can drop a few points.
Yeah, I saw it drop like 6 points, I think. I'm seeing like 423 or 424.
On my end, I'm pulling a 395, which honestly is one of the lowest scores I've ever seen. You're putting down $500?
Yeah, I'm trying to make sure that for that BMW. I sent it to my friend. He was supposedly going to help me with the credit. What he told me was that I should try first under my name. If that doesn't work, then he's going to try.
Depending on his credit file, he could probably get approved. Even with the mid 500 financing, like an $18,000 car, someone needs to put down like at least $1,500 to $2,000 down just to cover like tax, title, and fees. You live in Florida or Washington, D.C.? Because I see that you have a D.C. number and address.
Oh yeah, I live in Florida. I just have a DC number.
I gotcha. I really want to help you out, but I'm also going to keep it real with you. If you have $500 cash, I'm going to recommend you grabbing one of our cheaper cars. I'm checking our website here. I'm seeing like Mazdas, Toyotas, maybe some Hondas. We can definitely get you one of those with $500 down. But with like a 395 credit, I immediately see you got a lot of delinquent stuff showing up, brother.
I know, man. I know.
Let's try to make some smart decisions, all right? Let's try to do in-house financing. You can rebuild your credit, and in the next 6 months, maybe to a year, you can come back, see if we can get you refinanced so we don't stress you out, because you're going to get some really high payments if we try doing that BMW.
Damn, bro, but I really want that BMW. I really don't want to wait that long, but I know I had a lease before, and I couldn't afford the payments, so bank repoed it. That was like a month or two ago.
That's definitely going to hit your credit heavy. That's probably why we have such a low credit score. If you absolutely must have this BMW, and you're like insisting on it, you're looking to putting it down like at least around $5,000 down. right? Or you can bring a strong cosigner and we can work with that.
Okay, I'm gonna talk to him. Maybe I'll call you back so I can send him that credit app that you sent me.
I got you. Maybe our finance manager get back to you and I'll tell him what we talked about today.
Alrighty, thank you, brother.
All right, perfect. I'll talk to you soon, man.
That's crazy. Ain't nowhere in the world he need to be in there financing a car. And his friend wrong because he know his credit is crap. And he ain't there trying to help that man finance a BMW. That thing gonna get repoed just like his other car. You know, sometimes, guys, I try to be, nice about people's situation, but a situation like this is just ridiculous, man. There's no way you should be financing a car at $395. That's just unacceptable. You feel what I'm trying to say? Because credit scores start at 300. Now you're at 395. Come on, man. That's like putting your name on the SAT. You feel me? And then failing everything else. Come on, bro. We got to do better, man. If I was a car salesman, somebody came in my dealership with a 300 credit score, I would take them right back outside and have a long conversation with them, man to man, because that's crazy.
I got a black one. Just got it a couple days ago. A 2020 with 72,000 miles on it. I'm letting it go for 17,559.
Okay, I don't have the best credit. I guess determined by my credit, we know how much down I would need to pay.
If you had to guesstimate what your credit is, what would you say your score was?
It just went down like 80 points. So it's probably like 520 now.
How long have you been at your job?
4 years.
How much money do you make before taxes?
About $1,200.
Do you get paid bi-weekly or every week?
Every week.
So that's about $4,800 a month?
Yeah, give or take.
Do you have at least $1,000 to put down?
Yes.
Okay. Definitely could get you approved. When can you come in to see me?
Oh, I don't know.
The sooner the better, because that car ain't gonna last long.
I know it's not gonna last. Am I able to get pictures of it?
Yeah, I can send you some pictures. I can get a credit app. I can go ahead and get you approved. And if you really like the pictures and you really want to move forward with it, I can take like a deposit and then we can figure out when you want to come pick it up. Would that work for you?
Yeah, that could work.
What kind of monthly payments you looking to spend?
As long as I can get them. So realistically speaking, if I could spend the 400, it would be nice.
That's going to be hard, but I will try my best. Because if you have challenging credit, your interest rate is going to be a little bit higher. We got to factor that in as well. I'll try to keep it under $550. I'm going to make sure you're fully protected. You're going to have extended warranty and things of that nature. So if anything does happen to that vehicle, you'll be protected.
Okay, that sounds good.
I'm going to get one of my salespeople to give you a call in the next 5 minutes. They're going to send you pictures. They're going to get a credit out with you. And we're going to start getting this ball rolling.
Okay, that'll work. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'll be waiting for the person to call me.
See, that's one, like I said, guys, some people do not care what the terms are, what they need to do to get in a car, what their credit score is. They're going to get that car. Another person that needs to take that down payment money and fix their credit. I don't get it. I mean, people want what they want, so I can't judge them. But at the same time, these are adults. You know what I'm saying? Some of these people are grown. And you would think that they would want to have their credit together. And once you get a certain age, you want to have your credit good. And the car salesman, he trying to make some money. He got to do his job. A lot of people be mad at the car salesman at the dealership, but hey, the consumer is the one who actually signs off on the vehicle once the terms and everything is presented to them. It's up to you to sign it or not sign it. Bottom line.
Escalade IQ.
Oh boy, this guy's in a 24 Escalade. He just got this less than a year ago.
Yep.
Didn't buy this from us, right?
Nope.
His payoff is $110,000. That's how I knew he didn't buy it from us. The car is worth $80,000. His has 12,000 miles. One with 9,000 miles just sold for $80,500. So 80,000 might even be a stretch. That puts him negative 30 grand. What does he want?
Escalade IQ.
The electric one.
Electric one, yeah.
I know this family. I think his brother got one, so now it's like
they back
compete.
To back.
They compete. Little brother got the nicer ride now. Big brother's got to get in, even though he's 30K flip. In 2 years, it'll settle down at probably only 10 or 15. But the first year you take the car off the lot is the worst appreciation. So I'm not shocked, but I am shocked because obviously he should buy his cars from us going forward. So if we use a sport one, which is like a 130K, which is what his brother got.
Sport one, yep.
We can get him this truck, and we could get him like 17,500 off, which is like 10K off sticker, the $7,500 rebate, and then even still, he's got 30K. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a sign and drive. Let's see where we fall. Literally tells me program has exceeded lender advance policy. It's going to be the conversation we have to have with him, because I understand he only wants to give so much out of pocket. But the problem is you have this huge liability. Shoot it to him straight and say, listen, I'll cover 15 grand. It's 30,000 negative. So you got to at least cover half, or honestly, I'm not really comfortable putting him in the car. As I've had this conversation before, I'm just compounding his problem. You make a mistake or you don't want your car, I get it. You got to put money up to get out of it.
Wow. It's too negative.
It's only letting me put 20K total in. He's got to give me 17.5. Let's get him on the phone, and then I'll have a quick chat with him, go over his options.
Sounds good.
All right.
Yep. This guy's flipped literally 30 grand. He's got a call out a year ago.
I don't understand how people know they have extreme negative equity, but don't want to put any money down. I just don't understand how that works. If you upside down $30,000, you're going to have to put down some money. That's just how it goes. Man.
So basically, I bought a car, and the car was $11,988. So I went to buy it for that price. You know, after taxes, it came up to $14,778. I gave them $2,000 down payment on the car. The car was left with $12,778 in payments to make. This is how much the car originally was. This is how much it came up after taxes. This is how much I put down was $2,000. It was $12,778 left in payments. Now, mind you, when I was signing all these papers, the lady that I was going through, she had all the papers in her possession. She was reading them to me and handing them to sign. Reading them to me and handing them to sign. Like, she would not let me hold on to the papers. Like, and then the papers that I did sign, it was everything that she said.
Clear indication that she was trying to hide something. Got to pick up on that stuff.
So I called the people and I'm like, how many months do I have left paying the car? Because my car payments are so high, because they said they only have do 2-year finances to get the car paid off and out the way, because they don't do longer than 2 years. So I'm like, okay, cool, because I want my car paid off as soon as possible anyways. And they come to tell me that my car still has like I forgot what they said, $9,000 or $11,000 left to pay on. And I'm like, no, that's not me. Can't be, because I've been paying on this car for 1.5 years now, so it should be almost done, right? So they're like, no, ma'am, this is you. She gave me my account number and everything, and I'm just flabbergasted, because there's no way that this is me, because what? She's like, ma'am, look at your paperwork. She's rude about it. Like, they didn't even understand what I was asking when I asked how much is left to pay on the car. And so I go and look at my paperwork, y'all, I would never in my life pay $20,000 for a 2016 Buick. Yes, I'm oversharing my information, my business, but I need you guys' help, because I don't think that this is legal. I just don't think that this is legal.
It's legal.
Mind you guys, I never seen this paper and I never signed this paper. So I go back to my paperwork and y'all, look what I found. Interest rate 29%.
Hey, hold
after all
on,
the taxes and
see. That's where she went wrong right there. That's why they wouldn't let her see the paperwork. That's why I always tell people, take somebody with you, man. Because some dealerships will try to get over on you. That's why when she was making payments, it was not changing the amount she owed. It was going all the interest. That's crazy. 29. That's like the maximum amount allowed, I guess. I think legally, like the maximum amount. Goodness gracious.
9%. After all the taxes and everything, it came out to $20,560.
That's crazy.
Never seen that paper, never signed that paper. Why y'all ain't tell me this? Why?
Because they don't care.
So this particular paper had a back paper to sign. All these papers that I signed with this lady, they had no back to sign. None. So everyone that I was flipping over, there was nowhere to sign. So the last paper, the back side had somewhere to sign. And even still on the back side, it didn't say $20,000.
First of all, it's your responsibility to read every last piece of paperwork that you sign, regardless. Whatever's on their desk, you need to make sure you're reading. That's crazy. That was definitely a buy here, pay here. I feel sorry for her, man, because that happens a lot. It happens a lot. A lot of people don't pay attention to the paperwork, especially if these dealerships see that you're new to buying cars and you don't really know what's going on. They will always try to slide something in there on you. And it don't happen a lot, and not all dealerships operate like this, guys. But you got to pay attention to the paperwork because these folks will get over on you. So if you're not comfortable and you're not familiar with how it goes when you buy a car, please take somebody with you. Please take somebody with you.
I just recently bought a Kia Telluride, okay? Brand new. The warranty's great. Don't come for me. I can't afford a GMC Yukon XL Denali Duramax, so this is what I went with. But today I'm passing an elderly woman, also in a brand new Kia Telluride. She gives me the thumbs up. Like, nice car.
Oh, man. It is nice.
Did I make the wrong decision?
She mad because she's seen an old lady in the car that she drives. See, she's clearly a person that worried about what people think. You know what I'm saying? She's worried about what people think about what she's driving. It doesn't matter, man. Nobody cares. It doesn't. Nobody cares. I know I don't. If I see a nice car, I just say it's a nice car. It does. You don't know if it's their car. You don't know if it's a rental car. You don't know if they stole it. You don't know if it's their grandmother car. Their uncle had it repossessed. And you got it back for them. Who knows? Nobody cares, bro. If you like the car, you like the car. People like this will end up trading that car in and roll over 30,000 in negative equity just because she's worried about what somebody thinks. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's craziness, guys. We got to get out of that mentality. That's how you end up making a bad financial decision, worrying about what other people think. You feel what I'm trying to say? And that just goes for anything in life. You got to make decisions based off what works for you and your family and your life. Because worrying about and trying to keep up with the Joneses and worrying about what somebody think about what you're driving is crazy, especially as a grown person. This lady clearly has a family. I mean, I understand. I get where she's coming from. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, you have to get what works for your family, man. Maybe when your kids get older, then you can go get that BMW you want. But right now, you got to have that Telluride. Been there, done that. So leave your comments, guys. Let me know what y'all think about today's video. Appreciate y'all watching. I'll see y'all on the next one.